Okay guys, so I'm here with Rob, Rudy and Paul. They are EV instructors. So electric vehicles obviously are the future. We all need to be thinking about saving the planet and doing our bit to protect it. So guys, tell me a little bit about why you chose an EV car.
I chose an EV car after a test drive and discovering that it drove better than anything I had driven before, and then discovering that the running cost savings offsetted any increase in the cost price of the car. I think the main attraction for myself was that it was a much more enjoyable drive. There is the argument of the environmental benefits as well, which are really important, but a lot of people come into it through the cost saving or the fact they test drive and realise it's a much nicer experience.
So what are the cost savings? Obviously electricity is a lot cheaper than petrol.
I'll give you mine and then these guys can throw in theirs as well, because I used to spend £240 a month on petrol.
About what I spend.
There you go. I now spend £70 a month on electricity.
Wow.
So my savings are at least, and I will emphasise, at least £170 a month.
You've got an interesting system where you charge yours overnight and it's a little bit cheaper.
Yes, that is with one of the electricity companies. They offer special EV rate at night, which is from half past midnight until 4:30 in the morning.
Okay.
And so the kilowatt hour costs you 5 pence. To fully charge this car here costs me about £3.
Okay, so this is your car here?
Yeah.
And what is it?
Hyundai Kona Electric.
Okay, looks really smart,
The
it's
usable
futuristic.
battery size is 64 kilowatt hours.
Okay.
Just as a comparison, in a normal household, do you know how many kilowatt hours normally you would use in a normal household, family household of maybe 4 people?
Go for it.
It's about 11 kilowatt hours throughout the day. So this one's got 64
holds more
kilowatt hours.
Energy than my house would use in a day. So this is the big argument that people have against using an electric vehicle for a tuition car, because obviously I drive all day long. Would your car get me through a whole day's teaching?
And the following day.
Really? Okay, so what's the kind of range like on your car? What car do you drive?
Mine's an e-Niro, which is very, very similar to this one.
Okay.
I'm getting most days a minimum of 310 miles, and the best I've had is 360.
That's a lot more than you'd need for a day's teaching. How far have you driven it?
Southampton and back from Nottingham without a charge, but including the charge, I've been to Glasgow and Stirling and back. I did have to recharge in Scotland to get back.
That's a long way. So we don't have to worry about not getting through a whole day's worth of lessons, because sometimes you see those electric cabs parked up at the side of the road. You know the cab driver's not earning any money when he's got his car plugged into the electric, but for driving lessons, we know that we can use these cars all day without charge. Tell me about the insurance.
Well, in my case, we are on a fleet insurance because we run the franchise. So we've got a fleet insurance for 14 cars at the moment.
So that keeps the cost down. But
actually not. Fleet insurance is not necessarily cheaper, but it's better in many aspects. Like, for example, anyone can drive the car in the interest of our business.
Okay, so I've heard a lot of people saying if I switch to EV, my insurance would go up. Have you found that?
No, mine's been the same. So my personal experience is my insurance on the EV was the same as my last petrol car. We do have some driving instructors whose insurance has increased by about £200, so it might go up a little bit, but it doesn't seem to be massively significant, so it's not a complete barrier to it.
Okay, and the £200 you could probably offset that through the fuel savings throughout the year.
So when you work out, sort of like your savings across a year, you can take a little bit out of it for your increase in petrol, but overall you're going to be significantly better off and have a much more exciting car as well. Awesome.
One more question.
Sure.
Can I have a go?
Yes.
Excellent. Cheers. So this is Rudy's Hyundai Kona. It looks really futuristic. It's a nice car inside. The feels nice. It feels like it's really well built, not like it's an electric go-kart, which I know some of the earlier electric cars maybe felt a little bit plasticky, and the Leaf, the first version, was a little bit tin canny, maybe. Is that fair?
Yeah, I was myself positively surprised that the Hyundai, I didn't have the highest expectation, but when I got the car, I was very surprised. And you'll notice yourself, there's no rattles or anything like that. So.
Okay, and it's going to be really quiet and really smooth. So tell me, how do I start it?
If you press the foot brake,
I might put my seatbelt on first.
Seatbelt.
I'll do my DSSM.
So if you press the foot brake and then just press the power button.
Oh, right.
Now, because there is no engine noise,
How do you know it's switched on?
you get this welcome message.
Ah, okay.
the diddle-dum, and you see this green light here, which says that the car is ready
Okay.
to drive.
So we've got an electronic handbrake. How do your students get on with that? Do they sometimes forget to?
Yeah, you don't need to do anything. You just
It
pull
just turns off by itself, and you
Yeah.
pull it up when you want to go. Okay.
Exactly.
I used to have an electronic handbrake in a Fiat 500, and I sometimes found that when people pass their driving test, because they're used to not releasing it or
Yeah,
disengaging
true.
it, then they always drive off with the handbrake on install.
I mean, you can release it if you want.
You
to.
can, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Right, so where should we go? So all I've done is release my foot from the foot brake, and straight away the car started to move. I can't hear
Cool.
any noise at all from the car.
Whatever, yeah.
Signal.
I'm gonna stick it in sport mode for you, just to have a bit of fun.
I bet you don't do that for your
And
students.
once you're straight, hit the gas all the way to the floor.
Whoa. That is pretty fast. So it's really smooth. The drive is really nice. It's a lot smoother than a petrol or a diesel car. When you put your foot on the gas or the accelerator, there's an immediate response. When I press the brakes, does it recharge the...
Yes.
Recharges
you can see, these blue lines that come up when you're braking.
Okay.
Yes, it recharges.
So it tells you how much power you're using, and when you lift off the power and press the brake, it's recharging
Yeah.
the batteries again.
Yeah. And you can also adjust the level of regeneration. You see this blue battery symbol in there,
Ah,
with
yeah.
the arrows, with those paddle shifters left and right behind the steering wheel. So with the left pedal, you increase the regeneration.
Okay, level 2.
You put it
Level 3.
when you ease off.
It actually is slowing me down,
Yeah,
and that's the dynamo putting electricity back into the engine.
exactly.
Because students nowadays are all really environmentally focused, so I'm sure that this is a great selling point
Yeah.
for your
Yeah,
students, and you'd let them know that.
We do get some who actually specifically ask for electric car
Okay.
as well. Yeah, what they like most is when you have to do some maneuvering, then with this car you can really fine tune how the car moves forward.
Right. Okay.
So, like, I used to have a Honda Jazz hybrid,
Yep.
and it was quite jerky when you squeezed the accelerator, kind of, so the power transformation wasn't so smooth.
It's much easier to operate at low speeds.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, whereas this one here, at low speeds, it really goes kind of really smooth.
This is such a nice car. Let's
There's
duck into that side road.
there.
So turning left, as soon as I lift off the brake, because it's in high regeneration mode, it's braking me for the corner.
Want that acceleration feeling again?
Go for it. Sport mode. Whoa.
You almost can't hold the steering
Yeah.
straight.
It's like it's got torque steer. Do you ever let your students turn on sport mode and give them a bit of fun?
I always, during the time that they're learning, at some point I'll take them on a quiet road, and then they can have a go at it.
Awesome. Where do you teach?
In Dorset.
Dorset, okay.
Wimborne near Bournemouth.
Dorset,
Liverpool.
nice.
Yeah.
So smooth around the corners. It's really well planted into the road. I've got a Ford Focus, and this feels a lot more solid than
Yeah.
my car. I love my car. It's such a nice car to drive and teach in, but now I've learned so much about electric cars, and that they can last all day, and that my insurance isn't going to go up massively. I'm seriously thinking about getting one.
Especially in London, I would think that makes a lot of sense.
It makes so much sense because the roads and London is so polluted. When you go out of London, you can smell the air is different. When you
Yeah.
go back into London, it's like thick air. I don't know why there's not a bigger push to help everyone else drive electric cars. There should be. It should be a big government push.
Yeah. Just as Rob said earlier, ever since I test drove a Tesla in 2016,
Yeah.
that was in my head.
You wanted
I
an
couldn't
electric
get it out
car.
of the head anymore, and now I'm really pushing for all auto instructors to have an electric car.
Wow, that was amazing. Do you want to swap cars with me? Okay. How new's this one? What plate's this?
This one's a 19.
Okay.
The new one we've got is a 69 plate. So this one's got 14,000 miles on the clock.
I bet it doesn't depreciate like a petrol.
Yeah, actually, it's worth more than the purchase price.
Worth more now.
Yeah.
So
I can
it
sell it
appreciates.
for more than I paid for it.
How's that?
It's because everyone wants an electric car, and there are not enough.
Ah, okay. So if you want to make money and you want to invest your money somewhere, buy an electric car.
Yeah.
In 10 years' time, are all cars going to be electric? What do you guys think? Should all cars be electric? I mean, it's cheaper for you to run it, it's better for the environment, and when you have a thing like this, you're gonna look sick.